Hey dudes, Marty from Needlebot Farms. So today I came out here to do my emergency inspection of RBG, but I noticed these guys had some pretty excessive bearding here. It looks like they're all facing away, which means there could be a little bit of water in here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and inspect them since I'm already out here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna see, but I did bring out a honey super just in case. Sometimes when you have pretty heavy bearding like this, it just means it's hot. But it's not that hot here. I think it's low 80s today. So this kind of bearding, I think they might just need a little bit more space. You could also see this if they're about to swarm, but these guys aren't about to swarm. We checked them 4 days ago, I think is when it was. And there were no queen cells that had eggs in them. So that means even with that being the case, we would have had to wait about 12 days for this to really be an emergency, because it takes those queens, they'll lay the egg, it takes about 12 days for them to do their whole life cycle of stuff. But yeah, I'm looking at this, they're all facing outwards, so it looks like they're trying to vent something out. It could be water in there. It could just be that it's hot, but we'll get in there and we'll figure it out together. Actually, let me clean this up a smidge for myself, and then we'll get in there together. Get that down there. I don't think I got low enough. Give me 1 second, fellas. Oh, I did get far enough down there. It just didn't look like it. It looked like the top was on fire. You want the fire to be a little lower down there, so you go, ladies. That just helps neutralize any of the pheromones. It probably wasn't super necessary right out the gate this time. Yep, I did the inspection pretty recently. The lid wasn't even propolised on, so let's just jump in there. Ooh, this one's propolised on. Alright. Inner cover here. Let's pop her off. I think they just need space. Ooh, I see right out the gate, saw 4 hive beetles. These guys are gonna get a hive beetle trap. What else do I see? Honey, 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 honey. All of these are full. Yeah, okay. I think that's all it was. I think these guys just needed a little bit more space. That's okay with me. Yeah, I knew this one would be pretty easy. We did the inspection like literally 4 days ago, so I knew what was going on. Even then, I kind of was debating on putting a honey super on. I don't think I even need to really do a real inspection. Yeah, they have it where honey is all the way as high as it can possibly go. So let me show you guys what I see. So you can see every inch of usable space. They have filled it with comb, and that's great. So that's a pretty easy inspection. It was just an emergency inspection. I noticed this activity and I wanted to check it out, and it just looks like they're healthy, and that's a great problem to have. You'll notice when we go over to that hive why this kind of concerned me, because that hive has almost no activity on it, which is still okay because it's kind of cool. So I wasn't expecting to see a lot of activity on the front of the hive, but it's nice when you have 2 hives because you can kind of gauge them off of each other to see if anything is kind of off with something. So something is off with that hive, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see. This is a ugly queen excluder. I'm going to use this one. That one needs to be cleaned. So there we go. We're going to put this queen excluder on here. So what this will do is keep the new Beyonce from coming up, and it'll make it where the rest of the worker bees will only fill this with honey and not with any bees. So, and then I'll let them have the bottom for the rest of the year, just for simplicity's sake for me and the bees, because the amount of finagling I would have to do to get everything going correctly is pretty extreme. So try not to smash any of the ladies today. Ladies, there you go. You guys are kind of balled up here. Let's put y'all inside. There we go. And why is this crooked? My thing is starting to warp, but that's okay. All right, so this is done with these guys. So that's kind of nice. Just get to add that. I did see those hive beetles, so I'll show you guys how to deal with that in just a second. Because I'm gonna just I'm already out here, so it's just easier to get it. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my hive beetle trap. I put a little bit of oil in there, a little bit of essential oil in there. So the hive beetle trap, it's a little piece of plastic with a grate on the top that is too tight for the bees to get in, but it's open enough where the beetles will get in. So they'll get in, they'll fall into the trap, and they'll drown in the oil. So they like the smell of the essential oils. They'll all keep going in, and in theory, they'll all take the plunge of death. So that's what's about to happen in here. I'll show you guys that. But first I need to go over there, brought my pliers just in case, and we're gonna go worm hunting. And I hate these worms, they get me every year. So if you see a little spike, it's because it's spiked. So all right, dudes, giving y'all a slightly different POV than usual. Y'all can see my Hank Hill ass. Let's just get in it. Hopefully there's no issues in the top two, which are both honey supers. If there are issues, then we're gonna do an emergency extraction. I'm hoping that this hive is healthy enough that they would have killed any wax moths that really got in here, but you never really know, so we're gonna figure it out together. All right, ladies, good afternoon. I know this is later than usual. What a surprise. See another hive beetle. Tis the season though, so looking across the top, they are doing a good job pulling out the wax. I think all is well. Okay. I don't see anything initially that gives me the heebie-jeebies, you know? All right. There's a little spider silk on the lid. That's okay as long as it's not wax moth silk. So these wax moths will get in here. They eat the brood, they eat the honey, and they just make a overall mess. They're my least favorite thing to deal with. The other stuff you can kind of medicate and deal with. These wax moths are terrible. They just come in and destroy everything. I'm pretty sure one of these pests does have like destroy something in their Latin name, which is kind of cool, but still a pest. All right. Okay, nothing on there, nothing on there. Okay, if there are wax moths, they're in the bottom. Good. Good. I think the bees probably dealt with them okay, which is good. This was a healthy hive last week. So far, The bees are a little more docile than they were last week when I did that inspection. Yeah, sorry, I meant to get out here the next day, then it rained. Then the next day I got a root canal, so kind of messed up my plans a little bit. I mean, I'm fine, I'm recovered, thanks for asking. It's kind of cool. Root canals are cool because it's just kind of like a secret superpower. They take a nerve out of your face, so can't feel pain in that tooth. And that's about all the nerves they take out. But while we're here, let's admire this. Ooh, ah. That is nice, ladies. So, yeah, that's what I see all the way across. They got them cakes. That's what I'm gonna call it, 'cause it's just nice. I like cakes, you know. My wife's got the cakes. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm saying. That's what matters. Alright, let's go ahead, clean it up a little bit so that we can throw this bad boy back together. Or bad girl, I guess. That together as fast as possible. Yeah, so they're already checking me out. It's gonna be a good day to make the bees upset. There's another hive beetle. Okay, they're both gonna be treated for hive beetles today. I've got several traps, so it's okay. Not a big deal. An old pufferoo. Alright guys, I'm mentally prepped today to get stung if this thing gets out of hand. So hopefully I'm mentally prepped for nothing, but if I cry, sorry, I tried my best, you know. I prepped as hard as I could. Jeez. All right, healthy amount of honey. Okay, don't see any deformities. Ooh, sticky. All right, let us prepare to be upset. Okay, one at a time. We gotta check every one of these and make sure there's no wax moths on them. There's already some flighty behavior. Yep, getting head-butted. There's something in here. I just don't know what it is. Hopefully it's just ants. The bees can normally deal with ants. All right. Pull this one out. Nothing. Let me make sure you guys are set up in a way where you can see what I see. Oh, not quite. 1 second. I'm gonna move fast because these guys were kind of stingy last time, so I don't want to keep the box open for super long if they're gonna be unruly, you know. All right, so another thing we're looking for in this hive is any signs of a queen. So hopefully we haven't already lost a second queen. So that would be real frustrating. So this is a whole brick of honey. Not really something I like to see, but it is the side, so we'll be okay. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pull them out and start shuffling them over. All right, hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. All right, we got some queen activity, good. So I got a new marker, and we will maybe be marking some queens. Yeah, there's little larvae all the way through, so that's good. It's good. Okay, so they have a queen. Normally I would rip this off because it's ugly hive, or ugly comb, but that's not what I'm in here to do today. So let's just slide her on over. All right, I see another good sign of probable queen activity. I don't see any caps on this one, so maybe they've got a bunch of larvae in here as well. So good. Good job, ladies. Please keep doing your bee things. You know, y'all are doing such a great great job. Big fan of giving people an animal, you know, some affirmation if they deserve it. These guys deserve it. So they've got pollen. There's a block here of brood, but I think it was just the only open space they had available for the queen to work. So this is such an interesting hive because there's so much color variation. It's kind of hard to pick out the different parts, you know, or like where the queen is opposed to everyone else. Smelling lemony. Guess they're getting some citrus pollen and nectar. I'm into that. Yeah, every year with this beehive I get some slightly different flavors from the honey. Yeah, okay. I see you, ladies. So there's still a little stress, but as you can tell, this is nowhere near what it was last week. Last week, they were all over me at this point, trying to just tear me up. And sometimes the queen is a little more cautious, you know, so she can release the attack pheromone a little faster or whatever, so it's all right. I almost forgot I was looking for wax moths, and now I'm looking for the queen. I'd like to introduce you guys to RBG, but I need to keep looking for wax moths. Yeah, they've got brood. The patterning is kind of weird, but I think it's because they're still eating through the honey that was in this, because it was pretty blocked up. See, they didn't like that. Whew. Good morning, good morning. Come on. Alright. Yeah, I think the wax moth threat is over. So I see some emergency cells, no biggie. No queen in them. There's some big old drones in this thing. That's okay. Where's the queen? That's what I want to know. I'm gorging honey right now. I'm not a pollen farmer, so don't care. Don't need it. There we go. Whew. Until I did a back workout yesterday. Back is sore. Alright. Yeah, that's a real long little peanut. Don't like that. Get off there. Oh no, there's a queen in that. Ugh. Okay, well, they might have an emergency queen. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. So, right here, there's a peanut. You see it in the middle. Then when I pop it up, this is what you're trying to do and trying to look in. So I'm gonna give it a little blow. They don't really like the air, so hopefully I got that for you. You can see there's a larva in there, and that's okay. That just means that one of these worker bees took up the job of being an emergency queen. I'm not too on the details with it because I'm pretty, oh yeah, I am. Yeah, so all the females in the hive, they still have ovaries, so they can do their thing. What happens when the queen is in the hive is she excretes a pheromone that suppresses the ovaries of all the other females in the hive. And so since there's no queen, the ovaries are no longer suppressed. One worker will get pregnant. I don't know how they do the lottery to figure out which worker is the worker that does that, but she is laying, and that's why the pattern is kind of spotty. But this right here is going to be a queen, so I'm going to put her back in there so I don't freeze her out, because they've got to be a pretty specific temperature, and I don't want to kill their attempt at bringing RBG 2 or 3.0 or whatever it is, because we saw a lot of drones out injured on the ground, which means there was a maiden flight, but it could have been a feral bee around here. Would love to find that feral queen and put her in a box, but you know, I don't know where she is. I can trap for hive beetles, and the crisis has been averted. So these bees were healthy enough, they were able to fight them off, and that's good. So what has probably happened on the inside, here's one of those holes from the wax moths. Yeah, they've already propolised it up, so nothing can even come back in. So I think they have dealt with it on their own. They didn't even need me. See, all these ladies didn't need a cisgendered white male to fix all their problems, you know? I thought they needed it, and they didn't. Good job, ladies. I got a little pollen on that one. Little honey on that one. Overall, this is still a really good hive. What frame was that? It was the third frame. Frame number 3, I will be back out here on Friday. That's when my normal inspection was going to be. So I'll check on frame number 3. Remember that, because that's where the queen was on. So let's move these over. I don't have spacers in this hive, so I just kind of have to eyeball it and do it manually. All right, dudes, I'm back. Sorry, I couldn't find my Honeybee Healthy anywhere. So what I do, I mix mostly extra virgin olive oil. You could probably use regular olive oil if you want. I just don't know where to get unvirginated olive oil. So I know how to make it, but I don't know where to buy it. So I just get the virgin kind. That's okay. So it's kind of dusty. They look dusty. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, fill this up about halfway with the oil, put a little bit of the Honeybee Healthy in there. I'll give it a little swash. I think you're supposed to put 2 per beehive. The manufacturer probably says put like 9 of these in here or something, just so you'll buy more. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put 1 in here and 1 in this one. Super simple process. So get the ladies all riled up. Take the lid off their house again. Well, I'm gonna have to weed eat over here. This I got wild grapes on here. I got fennel, probably poison ivy, some green beans. I got all kinds of stuff growing over here. That's wild. All right, so we'll give them both a little shake. Hopefully the bees don't take a header in here, because they do like to smell. This is the Honeybee Healthy. I use this when I'm mixing their food. It has a little bit of a scent to it, and it's supposed to help promote like growth and give them a little more vitamins than just sugar water. Not sure how true that is, but that's what it says on the bottle, so that's why I use it. Wow, this bee went right into the olive oil, you know. It must have been a Greek bee. Thought I had Italians, but these guys went right over the ocean. It's okay. So give it a little sloshity slosh. Yeah, my essential oils sunk to the bottom, so let's see if I can get some bubbles up top. Nope, just heavier. Okay, that's how it is then. I can still smell it though, so that's okay. If I can smell it, the beetles surely can smell it. So it'll slide right in between the frames. It's that perfect size. I'll show it to you. slides in between the frames here. This is where I saw the hive beetles. That's why I put it on this one on the side. Then we're just gonna close her back up. Oh, look, a butterfly. A butterfly bush. The only downside with RBG's hive is like the bees are different colors and different sizes, so it's kind of hard to like make out what kind of bees are which. So I'll give you a little look at what I look at all the time. So you'll notice like there's some longer bees out here, there's some lighter bees here. Normally I have some blonde bees. Actually, these ones right here, they'll show you some of the good color differences. So these guys wagging their doing this, they're trying to either dry something out, or they could be mixing around the get this guy out of our house pheromones. So I don't think that's what it is, because they're not too amped, but I am still going to get out of their house because I'm a nice guy like that. Yeah, I always like this hive, you know, like it's got good biodiversity. The drones are different colors, so it's good. It means I'll always have like a little bit of variation in my bee yard. You know, I've got some black bees, some white bees. I think they're called Caucasian bees or something, or are the black ones, and then Cantolian or something like that, or the blonde bees, and then true Italians, and then some cool buckfast, which are like a variation of bees. So yeah, just like that hive. It's kind of fun to look at. Smash some bees. Bees are already checking out the top. That's good. There's a lot of bees up top, so that's really good. So hopefully that's what they needed. Just needed a little more space. So gonna give it about half. Of this, Honeybee happy. They're essential oils. Yeah, I've used this before. The beetles seem to like it. I mean, I wasn't able to ask them; they were dead, but I mean, it worked last time, so I'm gonna do it again. So, okay, mixer on up there. Ladies, there you go. This is for you. Put that together. There we go. Treated for beetles, and then probably wait for another inspection. But I'm going to go ahead and do an inspection probably on Friday of these guys, just make sure all is well. Yeah, that was a weird deal with the wax moths and with the bearding here, but the bearding has already gone down. I'm gonna head out, but I'll show you guys the beard up front. Alright, so you'll notice the bearding went way down. I think they just needed another box, and that's alright. Alright, later dudes, I'm gonna head out.